So what's up, everyone? This is another video that I've created for about Exclusion. Exclusion is a program that I've developed to be able to solve some issues and some problems that get in line with some specific targeted individuals. So with this particular point, we are just trying to make things easy and make things visible for each and every individual. So with that now, we get to introduce, sometimes you'll be facing some challenges when you are getting to dealing with data. So I create a scenario where you are dealing with this kind of data. And this is data that is in relational data in a tabular form, and you get to see that we have column A with this particular interest. But as a case now, uh, we are assuming or we are trying to solve, because the most used data or format, it is for CSV or the Excel data set. That is the data format that mostly people use for each and every case. So with that now, we want to solve these case scenarios of where you have a data set and you want to remove some data and you can't, because you have column A and you have column B. And at particular point, there are the values in column B are also in column A. So you want to remove values in column A and be left with no other value. You want to remove columns in column values in column B that are in column A. So you are left with clean data from column A that does not contain values of column B. Maybe you can try and see, maybe you think it's removing duplicates, but what does it mean by removing duplicates? At any point given, if you talk about removing duplicates, that means you'll be left with unique values at any given point. But that is not the aim of this particular. That was not your original goal for any case. So with that now, you can even get to clear out data manually, and you can think from that then, if I do this, then I'll be able to even filter out. But will you get to achieve what you wanted? And this particular case, with all those trouble and difficulties, there comes now our program, which is Exclusion. Exclusion will be able to solve your issue in the best manner possible. And this particular point, we talk about this particular program. This is how it looks like. This is an outline with a few descriptions about it, how you get to manage your data, how you get to filter out the data entries in column-based information at any point given. And we have specified that we are dealing with CSV or an Excel file format data. So there's a few guidelines for this. I would like to illustrate on how you get to use it and how you get to achieve your results. So assuming that we have this particular data that we want to work with, and we need to understand our data. How does this particular data look like at any point given? And what is the sheet name for this particular data? So our sheet name is sheet 1. So in any given scenario, we have seen that we have to type our sheet name for us to be able to understand. So let's get to sheet 1, and then we can get to enter, and it gives us the value of the sheet name is 1. So at least now the program understands which sheet to go to in your Excel. So at any point given, you'll be having an Excel with a lot of sheets, names. Maybe you have up to this from January to December, and you just want to filter out a data from a specific sheet for this particular case. And this is what we get to that. Then the next thing we do is we get to browse the data to be able to load it. Data set, we have to load our data set to this particular case. So let's load our data set to our program and see what are the results for that. So this is our data. You get to see this. The data that we have loaded contains column A and column B, as we can see. And we want to filter out the columns in A, the columns in B from column A. So you're just left with clean data. And you can see that after filtering out from this particular data, if we look at our data from here, if we talk about A contains 68 entries for account number, and B contains 14 entries. So at any point given, if we filter out what is column B in column A, we'll be left with 68 minus 14, that is 54 entries. The same case our program gives us to this particular point. We have now 54 unique entries. Then from there, you can get to download your data, and you can save it in your local machine and get utilize it for any point given. So thank you very much, and have a